Once upon a time, I wanted to become a minister. That seems like a really strange place to start after yesterday's video, but I promise it does connect. Over the years, my personal and spiritual beliefs have evolved, but the thing about evolution is it keeps what works and lets go of what doesn't. But the best thing about personal evolution is I get to pick what I keep and what I let go of. I was raised Southern Baptist, and that meant a lot of Bible study and a lot of memorizing Bible verses. And then in my 20s, when I was starting preparation to go back to college and get ready to go to seminary, I had the privilege of spending time and talking with some of the finest theological minds of the 20th century. Walter Brueggemann, Patrick Miller, Dean Chapman, Brian Wren. So my childhood provided the content for my beliefs, and my 20s provided a new context. Now, there's a Bible verse that I really like. 1 John 4:18. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear. Let me say that again. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear. See, I woke up yesterday trying to figure out how I was going to do this video and not let anxiety or fear infect the rest of my day. Because yes, damage was done, but my cousin doesn't win any more battles. I couldn't help what he did to me as a child, but he doesn't get to take away my joy as an adult. So how was I going to do this? And that verse popped in my mind. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear. And the important word there is perfect. You see, when we think of perfect, we think of something as being flawless or without any mistakes. But at the time that verse was written, and in the language it was written, the word perfect meant that something was appropriate or that it was functional. So if we saw a lawnmower today that was beat up and dirty and full of dents, we would look at that lawnmower and go, wow, time for a new lawnmower. But the real question is, does that lawnmower mow the grass? And if it does, in biblical terms, it's a perfect lawnmower. So there was the answer to my problem. Perfect love cast out fear. I needed to find the love in order to do this. Now, love has a lot of meanings in our culture, and I love a lot of things. I love my husband. I love my children. I love my cats. I love my shinies. I love a really good steak. But those are really different loves. I do not love my husband the same way I love my cats, or the same way I love an ice-cold glass of Coca-Cola. Because let me tell you, if the love of a glass of Coca-Cola was the way to get rid of my fears and anxieties, wow, I'd be in. But that's not the love I needed. And eventually, I came upon this. I am naked and unashamed of my truth. And that became my mantra. I am naked and unashamed of my truth. I am naked and unashamed of my truth. And to strengthen this, I added my own personal ritual. I took a shower, and as I washed and rinsed, I imagined all the negative emotions, the fear, the anxiety, the dread. I imagined it as a black sludge that just washed down the drain. And all the while I was imagining that, I kept repeating, I am naked and unashamed of my truth. I am naked and unashamed of my truth. And not only did I find a place that allowed me to talk about yesterday's very difficult subject without it then turning the rest of my day sour, but I created a new safe place inside of myself for future revelations about some of the more unpleasant things. So, I'm the Naked Fairy, and I am naked and unashamed of my truth. And I hope that you will keep watching as I continue my story, and always remember, clothing is optional. Consent is not.